All right. So I said I was going to keep making videos, just sharing the experience of learning this process of writing these very specifically structured types of letters that are based on principal recommendations coming from the Bible. Okay? Because the Bible is more than just a spiritual reference book, as I've said in videos before. Okay? And so I realized this was an avenue that was a legit avenue. Okay, supported through the total legal system. Okay, up to the highest international agreements that our country and nation has signed on to. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I sent my first letter to the Carolyn Cotran, who has the job of acting as premier, and that went really well. And then I also commenced giving a very, very similar letter to local people who also have accepted the employment of serving the town of Hay River through, the council positions. And so then, and those letters are following up by witnesses, which I have and have been doing. And so the letter I sent to Carolyn privately to her as a woman was no like dispute, no argument, no negative response. Okay, so then there's a second letter that I wrote that is a 6-page letter based on the duty to accommodate, and I just want to say this is not an easy job for me. Okay, writing these kinds of letters has been pulling out all the stops. I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was young. I had sort of like one of those assessments they did on me, and I was a solid 3 years behind in my reading and writing levels, and they didn't pick it up until in grade 9. So I had such an impediment to be able to write. So I learned my reading improved more first than my writing and grammar and spelling because of the dyslexia and the words. It's just really hard for me. So it's, for me to write these letters has been hard. So I'm sure I've shared these letters with people and they're like, like the wording I use and stuff is maybe not like super common, but it could just be because of that slight, challenge I have. I'm left-handed, so I think, my brain is wired differently. And so I just wanted to put that out there. So, even me with all of those, impediments, I'm still able to do this. So if I can do it, then you guys can do it too. I just wanted to share that, okay? I'm not some expert university trained English person. I'm sorry. I'm so far from that. Anyways, okay, so what happened to me is then I commenced and I did this letter. And this letter is my duty to accommodate letter, and I share a lot of my deepest core values, okay, in this letter. And I felt so strongly motivated to do this letter. It was I'm not cleaning my house. I'm just like, I'm taking care of myself, but it's like I'm really focused on this because I'm so dedicated to protecting all children. So I sent the letter the evening of this past Friday on the 18th. Now, I'm mailing hard copies, but I also sent them via emails, so there's like multiple ways that these letters can be received. And what happened really surprised me, okay? Because Carolyn Cotran kindly replied to me herself, okay? 8:00 Friday night. And it was very civil, very good. And she asked me a question, and it was not a bad question. And I replied, and then she replied again, and her last reply was at 10 o'clock at night, Friday, about this letter. Okay, now this letter, I also am planning to give to each person who, not person, sorry, the private individual. Person is the contract person, and I got to be careful here because in the legal world, that is a different thing. It's kind of that margarine and butter, you know, and I got to be careful now, and actually it's called butter and margarine. Okay, and a person is a margarine. It's not the real thing. Only butter's the real thing. And so people, man and woman, that's the real thing. Okay, so these are the letters I'm giving to the real individuals, the living, breathing men and women. And so I'm working on printing these letters, very, very, very similar to what I gave to Carolyn Cotran. And I also shared it with the Commissioner of the Northwest Territories. Now, she hasn't replied yet. And I didn't even expect that letter to be replied that quick. So I am like so thankful to Carolyn, because I am sure she's under so much pressure. It makes me want to cry, because I'm sure people are really having a hard time right now. So anyways, this letter is not going to be easy for me to give to the local people around me. It's not going to be easy. And now that I know the response I got, okay, it's bringing up stuff. Yeah, and so in the letter I said that because I really understand this duty to accommodate, it's like a snowplow to our rights, okay? It's a snowplow to our freedoms, to confidently stand it. And so I made a reference to this in my letter, because I never read before the whole procedure of the coronation that happened in the 50s. Every Christian needs to read that. In fact, I'll put a link to it in the video or underneath, so you guys can all see it. It'll give you a lot of encouragement. Okay, so I said I was going to wear my lapel pin as my sort of like non-electronic recognition that I know this duty to accommodate is legit and we just need to do it. And then I was thinking, what might we all do to sort of have solidarity, everyone out in the world that wants to have solidarity with this? Well, then I was thinking, all of our coins, I just got to find a good one here. This is a good one you might be able to see. So these are silver coins. And I just want to show, it's kind of, you see how our coins, these are Canadian, these are older coins, okay? That's a Canadian coin. You can see the caribou there. And then there are these heads of the monarch on them, the princes and the kings, and, look at this old one here. It's all the symbol. It's all the same symbol for the crown, okay? And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if we started a little trend? Here's one with the queen's head. That's a silver. These are silver dimes. Actual, real silver. Because this metal is real silver. Okay? I'm sure if we had lapel pins, it would probably be really easy to mount a silver coin on a lapel pin, or maybe like ladies that know how to do wire wrap, you could make a little dangly one to show instant allegiance with this, solidarity. Because for me, when I was thinking about this, what I remembered was that Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Okay? And I was really thinking a lot about that, because then there's another account in the scriptures when the Israelites were to go out of Egypt, a paradigm shift. The Israelite women went to the Egyptian households and requested silver and gold and fine garments, which they were given. And the women put the gold and silver and fine garments on the children. And I thought, that's a really, really powerful thing to think about. Being sold, or, thrown under the bus. People that have strong religious convictions. We really need your help. This ain't no joke. And if we could do something like this and just get a coin, go to your grandparents. I mean, lots of people have little pouches and tokens of old coins that, like, here's a really old coin. It's got a queen, head, probably Queen Victoria. I mean, my dad gave me some, from my grandma. I got a few. So, you can go to a pawn shop. There's bigger ones, like there's big ones like this even, okay? Because what really has value is human life and human freedom. I mean, if you get an American dime, you can, it'll even say liberty on it. And having the head, that's the promise, man. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna even see if I could make some, and I'm gonna try wrapping them and make like a little, one that hangs, or I was thinking of, as a necklace, but I wouldn't want to drill a hole, so I'd have to figure out how to do the wire wrap. So anyways, that's just a symbol, because this is serious. So what can we do to really show we're serious about this? Okay, really serious. And so I'm going to be sharing the same topic letter that I shared with Carolyn Cochran, which shockingly, she answered me back in 2 hours, and her last reply was at 10 at night on Friday, which I take as an extremely good sign. And so now I'm moving to have this exact same letter, but writ to each individual, and then go from there. That's in my town, and keep going. And then I'm going to start sending this letter to every religious, like church affiliates, mosques, and synagogues, because there's a connection through the story of Abraham. All three of these branches of religious groups have an association, have a connection through the Bible. So yeah, it's all of us have an absolute right to have our religious freedoms respected, with guarding the sovereignty of the care of our body and what we choose to accept or reject for any kind of treatment, any kind of okay, this is so serious. And I wanted to share that really good response, and I want to encourage everyone to not give up. There's something real happening here, and I'm going to keep going. And I want to encourage you, because I also learned for sure, okay, this is the kicker, I do believe one of the major weak links here is that a lot of people that have been put under pressure in various levels of decision making, whether you're a bureaucrat or an elected person or they are not aware that the insurance underwriters, which are the top guys, okay, it's very clear, you cannot be covered if you're implicated for having been complicit and participating in something criminal. Okay, so there is such exposure, for real, authentic exposure. And so by writing these letters, okay, this is why it's so important not to write the letters like you're trying to, destroy someone. Because if this is real, you're actually trying to help them not be wiped out, not be destroyed, okay, not be a victim, okay, because there's many different ways that this could end up having such negative adverse effects. And so many people are just all at the same time becoming aware. The train is derailed, and different people can see it derailed in different ways. And I think it's great. Like, people are coming at it from every way, the union and the, like the court and the everything. Yes, we need everything. We need to come at it. And so if you have a way, go for it. And I'm just letting you know, I found a way for me that's unique to my life experience. Just, that's what it is. It's like, we got to throw our own stone, whatever that stone is. That stone might be unique to you, okay? And that can be a good thing. Sometimes something unique can go into a spot or a crevice or a crack, that maybe the other things couldn't quite fit in, or maybe it's all together. So I just wanted to share that encouragement with you. And so I'm having to kind of muster let my courage come up to do this next one, because this next one, I'm going to try to figure out a way to share the letter with y'all. I'm not sure. Maybe I could make a file and share it in the comments in the video. I'm not very computer. So anyways, I will do that. And thank you, everybody, and keep going. And I got a spectacular response that kind of shocked me in a good way, though. So don't despair.